Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining the channel. I hope you're doing well.
Here I will describe, well, this time to you my experience of how and what company to use and a little bit of the process experience when you decide to rent a car while traveling in Europe. I'll be sharing my experience, sharing with you my knowledge, and of course, as usual on this channel, it will be up to you to make your own decision.
While driving close to 1800 kilometers, traveling from Germany to Switzerland, Italy, back to Switzerland, Austria, and back to Frankfurt. So let's review a few points.
First of all, when you shop for a car, make sure to go back and forth between 2 or 3 different websites. If you will go back a few times, you will realize that those companies will start throwing some discounts. And usually if you wait enough and you're there at the right time, you can probably get a discount between 15 to 20%. Now is the time to get.
I'm in Germany. Did the check-in on the car and now walking to pick it up.
Try to use a US-based company. And that is, in case you will have some sort of a dispute, it will be a lot easier to resolve and communicate with a company based in US compared if you will get, let's say, a German or Italian based rental car.
Basically all the documents you get for the car. That's it. I hope there is something else in the glove box.
If you do not have a T-Mobile, talking about navigation here, it's not a necessity if you have a T-Mobile. It's a German-based company, so therefore it works everywhere there and it works very, very well. A lot better than Verizon, and it works 100% even up in the mountains. So no navigation needed, but make sure you have T-Mobile. If you do not have T-Mobile, then work out with your provider if you will have free roaming and it will be able to hop on different towers, and therefore you will not need navigation.
Mine is row 102, space 168. I was able to get a Scoda SUV, which is basically a Volkswagen, sort of Tiguan. I think that's the size of the vehicle. I was looking for something obviously from a Volkswagen family. They didn't have an Audi, they did not have a Volkswagen, but all I got was the Scoda, which is still fun. It's pretty much Volkswagen. So we're almost there.
Try to get something within the size of a Volkswagen Golf, because traveling through small towns of Italy or Switzerland or Austria or France, those streets are very narrow, and sometimes to pass a car, upcoming traffic, will be a lot more comfortable for you and less hesitant when you have a narrower car. It will be also easier to park parallel, and even the width-wise, the parking spots are just narrower in Europe. Everything is smaller, so it will be easier for you, especially coming from US, to squeeze in a smaller car. Also on the mountain roads, for example, in Italy are not wide enough sometimes for 2, I would say, mid-size SUVs to pass each other at the same time. So again, the narrower car will be a key here. And in my case, I had to use a ferry going over Lake Como. And again, smaller car will generate a lesser of the fee on the ferry if you would have to use one.
And so here's mine, 168. No diesel.
Now in the past, traveling in Europe, I would always prefer a diesel because better fuel economy, less expensive fuel. Well, that's not the case anymore. Diesel, just like in US, is more expensive in Europe. Plus, nowadays the petrol or gas fueled cars are just as economical as the diesel cars, or in some cases even more economical. And also I can tell you that on this Skoda it did not matter how I drove it, and I went through the wavy mountain roads of Italy, steep inclines of Switzerland, and speedy autobahns all the way past 200 kilometers per hour, and I still averaged about 6 liters per 100 kilometers of range, which equals about 40 miles to the gallon, which is excellent. Again, I was not milking it, I just drove it to enjoy.
It's pretty clean in here. Actually, impressively clean, right? Or he was giving me this. But yeah, maybe I should have taken the Toyota. But how could you drive a Toyota in Germany? Come on.
I would recommend to get an SUV or a wagon. Of course, various reasons, but number one, the most important, that it will be easier for you to transport your passengers and your luggage. Number one, and of course, smaller SUV, like in my case, this Skoda, based on the Volkswagen Golf, but it was more spacious, better to sit, better feeling on the inside, just more airy, a lot easier to throw your bags in and out. And of course, if you decide to, let's say, camp or crash for a night in it, you got a lot more space, and actually it's pretty much very comfortable to, like, for a couple nights you don't even need anything. So I think it's a huge benefit of having a wagon or an SUV.
Well, it's a Volkswagen. I like sitting here. It's a good place to be for the next week and a half. Very nice. Let's get going.
Try to get a car, if you have a choice, to fly into Germany and get a car with German license plates. And the reason is because you will have a lot less stops, or like in my case, I did not get stopped even once at any of the checkpoints. Compared to what we did in 2018, I had a car with Belgium license plates. And Switzerland, for example, is probably one of the most skeptical. They would have checkpoints looking a lot closer to, let's say, compared to Italy. But again, even crossing between Switzerland to Italy, a car in front of me was, I think, from Netherlands. It was a Geländewagen, all brand new, but still got stopped to looked into. Mine, I noticed that they just skinned the license plate, German, go. The same in Switzerland. I crossed the borders or checkpoints about 3 times, I think. Not even got stopped or anything. They see the German license plate, just wave at you, and you go on. This amazing vehicle based on the Volkswagen Golf was a great choice. It fits you well, it's comfortable, it's sporty, it's quiet, it's responsive, agile. It's a great car. And traveling through all the countries, it served me well with all the benefits of a luxury vehicle pretty much. It has even an umbrella inside of the front door. From about 12 rental companies that popped on my search via cheap tickets, only a handful of US-based rental companies offered me unlimited mileage during the travel. And I got about 1,700 kilometers or 1,800 kilometers on my route. Whereas with the limited mileage, I was about 1,400 miles with the limited mileage companies, and I just did not want to count my mileage.
sure you're prepared. No USB in Europe anymore. This Skoda Octavia was a phenomenal choice for my trip through the mountain roads, autobahns, serpentines up in the mountains, traveling through crazy narrow streets of Italy. And driving in Germany always brings this to my face. Absolutely amazing, peaceful. You go fast. This car is great. It's quite nimble, agile, right on, and people are just respectful to each other. You get in the right lane once you pass somebody, and that's what everyone is doing.
Returning the car in Europe was super fast, no issues whatsoever. By the way, while you're checking in, you will have a prepaid option to return the car back empty, so not filling it up. In my case, it was $125, I will say, or euros. This time, thankfully, it's the same. Do not get caught into this. Maybe, you know, if you're filling up your car somewhere in the central Frankfurt, that would be the case. I filled up just outside of Frankfurt, and thankfully the airport is on the outskirts. In my case, so it's $125 prepay. I filled up my Skoda for 85, a lot less expensive. And if you are returning your car to Frankfurt Airport car rental center, do not follow the signs to go to the Terminal 2. That's what I did. A lot of signs lead you there. You get to the dead end where you'll have a sign, please return your car to Terminal 1, and that was not pleasant. So if you're returning your car to Frankfurt, go directly or straight to Terminal 1.
And you want to come to Switzerland just to experience this engineering. The kind of roads they build and how they build them is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, look at the structures here.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful or will be helpful to you at some point of your life. And if so, don't forget to like it, share it with somebody you know, and subscribe to the channel. I will come up with more interesting information. See you. Bye.